Hello and welcome back to the best true crime channel on YouTube. So, the case of Letecia Stauch. Now, yesterday morning, Friday, 5th of June, there was a status hearing in the case for Letecia Stauch. Of course, she's on first-degree murder charge for her stepson, Gannon. So there was a status hearing at the El Paso County Court in Colorado Springs. There were no media recordings allowed at all. No video, no audio were permitted. Now, Gannon's father Al was in the front row of the courtroom. There were three other relatives, including Landon, watching via a video link. Only 5 people in the seats, spaced out, of course, because of the social distancing regulations. Letecia walked in, avoiding eye contact with everybody, a soft smile on her face. Everybody in masks, except for Letecia, interestingly, who was in a standard orange jail suit, still in chains, surrounded by 2 sheriff deputies. Now, the 2 biggest points to come out of this hearing were that the judge, Gregory Werner, has ordered that Letecia undergoes a competency evaluation, which is probably going to introduce months of delay into this case. And then it was confirmed that a jawbone found in Florida has been positively identified by an expert in Colorado as Gannon's. So late on Thursday, the defence team filed a sealed motion raising an issue of Letecia's competency. Now, competency is a long-established legal principle in the US criminal justice system that ensures a criminal defendant's right to a fair trial is protected. The justice system requires that criminal defendants should be able to understand the charges against them, appreciate the nature and range of penalties, and communicate with their attorney. If they do not have this capacity in any area, then they may be found to be incompetent to proceed, and the judicial proceedings are suspended until they are treated and competency is restored. Now, when this motion was put forward, the judge has basically stated that they don't have enough information for him to rule, so he has ordered that she be evaluated for competency. So like I say, this is going to introduce obviously a lot of delay, especially with the pandemic situation. It will be state psychiatrists, psychologists assess whether or not she is mentally fit to be prosecuted. This will take place at the Colorado Mental Health Institute in Pueblo, and it's likely to take at least 90 days, although the prosecution have suggested an expedited evaluation that could be done sooner. Now, also, the prosecution have filed a motion that if the state hospital do find Letecia to be incompetent, then they want the judge to halt immediate restoration treatment to allow for a second evaluation at their request. They also want all interviews of Letecia videotaped for use in possible follow-up evaluation should they find her incompetent. And they've also requested a list of any people that have treated Letecia in the past for any mental disorder or defect. Although at this time the judge has held ruling on that until after the results of the evaluation. Obviously, you know, if they find her competent, then there's going to be no need for that. Now, Letecia spoke just once during the whole hearing, just to acknowledge that she had been advised by her attorneys about the effects of competency, answering yes, Your Honour. She was sat with her head down, long dark hair hiding her face from the gallery, hands cuffed in front of her, slightly bouncing in her chair, but that's all she said, that one sentence. Now, in addition, it's come to light that a jawbone found in Florida has been positively identified as Gannon's. Of course, Gannon's body was found on March 17th in a suitcase alongside a highway on the Escambia River Bridge in Pace, Florida. And that, of course, was about 7 weeks after he went missing from Colorado Springs and over 1,300 miles away. So Colorado specialists have now received this jawbone from remains found in Florida, and a prosecution expert using dental records has positively ID'd it as Gannon's. However, they are still awaiting the autopsy report. It's believed that due to heavy decomposition, obviously because of the amount of time that passed, the Florida medical examiner's effort to complete the autopsy is being severely hampered. So at the moment there's currently no report available, although the medical examiner in Florida did tentatively identify the remains as Gannon. They were not able to successfully make a DNA profile in Florida just to confirm that. Now also a local expert in Colorado is also in possession of teeth, molars taken from the remains, and they will be ground up and tested at the Colorado Springs Police Metro Crime Lab to try and obtain a DNA sample that would bolster the identification and add proof that the body found in Florida is indeed Gannon. Now the next pre-trial hearing is scheduled now for Tuesday, September 8th to receive details of the competency report, assuming that it's completed by them. Now also during the hearing, the prosecution also filed the new charge of solicitation to commit escape that we heard about yesterday. If you haven't seen yesterday's video, please watch that. It's now known that during the middle of May in El Paso County Jail, Letecia had been talking to a lot of the other inmates and was even planning on breaking out of her cell window with a broom handle. Believe it or not, she had been slipping notes to other inmates under their doors or through the door jamb, and even offered money to other inmates to help her. She claimed that her GPA, best assumed as a grandfather, is opening an account for her and her daughter Harley, and is putting $75,000 in there for a private attorney. Obviously, Letecia has got differing reasons for that money. Obviously, she's trying to pay someone to help her to escape from jail. And that's just how crazy this woman is. After this discovery, she was moved to a medical cell. She's classed as segregation all, which means she will not be moved around the facility with other inmates. She will not be housed with any other inmates or be able to mingle with them when she has her hour out of the cell. She's classified as a full restraint escape risk, meaning she will not be transported outside the facility without full wrist and ankle restraints. Now the last bit of news is that one of the defence team, Kim Chalmers, she dropped off the defence team yesterday, but it's believed to be due to a reassignment / promotion to a post in which she will be training fellow public defenders. It's said not to be anything to do with Letecia's case, but you know, who knows. Not exactly the easiest client to defend, is she, Letecia, with all the shenanigans that she gets up to. And I have absolutely no doubt that she is going to use every possible trick in the book to just delay the whole proceedings and muddy the whole every procedure will just be, she'll do every attempt to try and put a spanner in the works, if you like. I'm not surprised that she went down the route of being mentally incompetent. I think, with all the what she did with the Kansas when she assaulted one of the police officers or sheriffs in the transport van when she was being extradited back to Colorado. I believe it's just all a part of her little plan to try and make herself look mentally insane. I really do. I think that that'll be the path that she's going to try and go down, which obviously we now know defence filing this motion of incompetency. It doesn't surprise me whatsoever. So, but if we hear any more on this case, as soon as we get news about the evaluation, then we'll be the first to let you know. Thanks for listening.